In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? I created a package for this project at A2 Media Studies. The package consisted of a music video, two ancillary products, of which consisted of a poster to advise the upcoming music video, and a CD case of which I had to produce in order to package the CD and the DVD. These two ancillary products are a part of a package made in order to advertise my music video in general and to promote my new uprising band that is based around my alternative rock model. I needed another person other than me to be my model and artist, as I had to both film my video and take pictures of the digipack and poster, putting emphasis on Pete Fraser's theory of that people and equipment are needed to construct media products, taking into consideration that I would need a team of people and a variety of equipment in order to construct this product to a high degree. These ancillary products display information interlinked to the video and share a generalized style which I use throughout both my ancillary products and my video in order to create synergy between these three media texts, in order to promote each other through the music industry. In essence, these three products are a part of a package created to advertise my product, my music video, but the music video within the trio of media texts is the primary product when taking into consideration that this is the text the others will be promoting. Music videos throughout the music industry, regardless the genre or the style, has been created for promotional purposes. Promotion for either the song, for the products within the song, through the use of product placement, Russell 1998, or for reasons associated with an ideal self or ideal partner, Carl Rogers 1980. The viewer of the video, or even the other media texts throughout my ancillary products, may look at my model within these texts and then aspire to become something like that person. Whilst ideal self gives the same effect, it is based more around finding your perfect mate rather than an ideal self. This is the single most significant way these brands build up a target audience, simply by working upon people's preferences and finding what they like in order to establish a connection between the brand and that target audience. This is most easily done by picking a genre, as it is already evident that these categories already have significant target audiences. Examples range from rock bands mainly focusing on themes associated with anger, pain and distress, maybe sometimes leaning over to heartbreak, possibly rebellion, and other pain-related themes, whilst pop music genres of music video mainly focus on more upbeat-orientated themes associating with partying, aimed at slightly younger audiences. Since my target audience was more of a niche one compared to its mainstream parent culture counterparts, such as rock or metal, I was a little worried that my product wouldn't be as easy to make, as I wouldn't be able to pastiche as many ideas from texts as other people in my class, simply because of the lack of them. Yet, as Chris Anderson, 2004 to 2006, states, a theory called the long tail, which goes on to elaborate upon the popularity of more niche products through the media industry, reassuring me that my project would be more relevant to an equal or to a higher degree than those doing more mainstream media products. The main way music videos can communicate these ideas to their target audience are through the models within the texts, once again relating back to ideal self and ideal partner. Working on a certain genre may cause for stereotyping. Walter Lippmann, 1922, in order to create an imaginary entity, Len Ang, 1991. An entity created by the creators of these media products in an attempt to work toward the needs of a single individual that matched those of their target audience, generalizing the interests and the preferences of the stereotyped individual in a way. In order to evaluate whether my music video product uses, develops, or challenges forms of conventions of real media products, I needed to bring these conventions to my attention, then evaluate them accordingly. To which these first few are by Andrew Goodwin. The first convention of music videos, according to Andrew, is the visuals needed to match the lyrics, to which I believe my video achieves to a good degree, because of the depth of which it comes to the metaphors and the symbols throughout the actual song. This allowed me to be rather arty when it came to composing my video, such as one scene where my song actually refers to the weather starting, stating, and everybody went inside when you got sad and started to rain, to which I displayed my damsel, one of Vladimir Prop's 1928 7 characters, a character that would connote the prize for the protagonist, the hero, looking really sad, borderline crying. The metaphor that she's a weeping sky. So I found it rather imaginative to interlink the lyrics with the video. Further expanding on this, I also put emphasis on the value of the damsel, the protagonist, via the metaphors within the song. I matched images of the damsel with, if you were a peach, I would pick you up and keep you, you know I would, which further refers to the values and metaphors relating to her as a peach. Something sweet and pure. So I do believe that I have matched the lyrics with the visuals and the mise en scène, creating the preferred meaning Stuart Hall 1980, that she is greatly valued by the protagonist. The second from Andrew is matching the actual music to the lyrics, which seems like a rather common sense concept, yet it is an essential generic convention which is essential for creating a good music video. I follow this convention throughout my video simply by cutting the shots on the beat throughout my video, especially throughout the course of my action sequences within the solo section of my song. A composition of fast cuts juxtaposed to the speed of the music at this time creates an impressive amount of energy throughout the song that inevitably carries through to the climax at the end of my video. Within this sequence, I tend to have shots faster than the rest of my video, simply because this section of the song is faster throughout its baseline, meaning that my song changes in relation to my visuals. The third topic is video style and iconography, meaning that certain genres of music may have their own styles and iconography to other music genres, to which I can agree and relate to within my video, as themes of redemption and enlightenment appear a lot throughout the genres of videos, and my video is no stranger to these concepts, as my protagonist is on a journey to better himself for love. These songs are generally rather slow as well, which I can greatly relate to in my song, especially with my slow motion within my video, meaning that I do not change or develop these conventions rather than follow them. The next convention covers the close-up. Andrew talks about how consistent close-ups of the artist would create a star persona to indicate who is singing the song and to aid the audience in identifying the brand. Once again, linking back to ideal self and an ideal partner, to which I cannot disagree, as I have many reaction shots to many different situations throughout the shots. Shots of reverse shot structures within my video, juxtaposed to some simply spontaneous close-ups in order to display emotions of my artist, and alongside the shots where my artist is singing, which are technically close-ups. I cannot exactly disagree with this generic convention, as so much evidence throughout my video points towards this theory being true. Expanding upon this Section 4, Section 5 evaluates the link between the artist and the star persona. Basically, the artist builds a star iconography over time, and both in and out of their videos, and they build a star image, which I am trying to achieve with my artist whilst promoting his image as a brand. Another convention I have followed. The last convention of my music video is voyeurisms, to which I could relate my damsel within the video, to which I could further interlink the Laura Mulvey 1975 theory of male gaze. I consistently show her walking down street, shaking her hips to look more attractive to fit in with this generic convention, and I have even got some voyeurism from my protagonist within the vid when I display my ghost shots admiring her. My music video is no exception. These elements that compose a music video match my own, along with the planning processes and research, and my intended purposes of this product doesn't differ either. It was created to sell products through its ability to reach a particular target audience, which for me is a male individual aged 19 who is the centre of his friendship circle. He is one of the single most renowned members of this circle because of his cultural capital, Sarah Thornton, 1995, throughout the group. He's fond of rock music, yet his real inspiration comes from alternative rock videos, as he feels that they have more deeper meaning than traditional rock music. He finds it more interesting as the instruments seem to differ from time to time. Alternative rock music is his life. There we go. I found that finding his subculture, Dick Hebdige 1939, was more difficult to find than I had previously expected, as there aren't really any stereotypes or any distinctive subculture giving how niche the audience is. In fact, the closest individual relates to this kind of music, that would be the rock genre and the culture in general, and the indie genre as well, as the music seems to sound like a composition of the two in the first place. But from this composition, I was able to outline what my typical target audience member would look like. Through the use of my imaginary entity I crafted, my main model in such a way that he would seem as an ideal self or an ideal partner, turning his image, his personality into a brand, which means that he can be used as a tool to promote the music video and other products and texts, whilst in turn they further promote him as a brand, of which these individuals who aspire to be like this individual will buy in order to be more like him. Music videos are split up into 3 categories, according to Sven E. Carlson 1999. He stated that music artists represent one of the following in music videos: a commercial exhibitionist. This is where the artist is used to sell products, and they themselves are a sellable product too, through the use of their branding and their image. There is a televised bard. That basically means that the artist tells a story like a narrator, narrating a relatable topic throughout the video. Then there are electronic shaman, where the artists within the videos are given godlike powers or a godlike status throughout the video. My artist is a televised bard, as he narrates the story, much like the videos made by Coldplay and Snow Patrol, referring back to The Scientist, which was made by Coldplay, meaning that alternative rock bands use this style of representation of the artist throughout their videos, meaning that my video relates to that of other alternative rock videos. The only reason I found these brands with these similar genres on my own was with the help of the Internet 2.0, Dale Dougherty and Tim O'Reilly 2004. The second version of the Internet, soon to move over to the third incarnation of the Internet, Web 3.0, W. David Stephenson. This way of receiving information was incredibly easy for me, and aided me a lot throughout the development and the planning of my media products. It has given me so much secondary research and information information of which I based my opinions upon, making me agree with Marshall McLuhan's 1968 theory of the global village, as I was able to receive information gathered around the world in the space of a few days, and I was able to communicate with my target audience through the means of Facebook, even though they could be miles away from my location, thus enforcing the global village, a technique which actual companies use to get their target audience feedback. The finer generic conventions found in typical music videos match my own, yet to get these specific connotations or pastiche in order to create an accurate video in relation to those that are alternative rock was very difficult, given the lack of alternative rock videos as the audience's niche, as said before. So I had to replicate some conventions based on some of the subgenres closest relatives, such as rock and metal videos, and even some indie videos, as the instruments within the video match instruments commonly found in these other videos. Because of the overall speed of the song, I pastiched the elements of videos from the like of Snow Patrol and Coldplay, simply because these videos have slow songs such as You Know I Would. The songs I am using for my video project. Because of this, I pastiche a lot of the camera shots and angles from the likes of Snow Patrol, and giving that the song speed and the style I wanted to portray was similar to that of my own. Simple tracking shots and medium shots that would revolve around the artist would create fantastic, interesting effects when juxtaposed to slow motion, the primary effect within my video, making the video look more dramatic and just cooler in general, making the mise-en-scène look more interesting. Talking about making the mise-en-scène more interesting, I also zoomed out and in with my shots whilst creating a crabbing motion in junctions to the way my model was travelling. The great thing about this is that I simply recorded the shot with a static camera. But in the editing software Adobe Premiere Pro CS 5.5, I simply zoomed into the video about 130% its normal size, moved it to one end of the shot, either to the left or the right, depending on which way my model is moving. Then I would move the clip either left or right in junctions to the way he's moving, either zooming in or out depending on whether the model is moving towards or away from the camera, creating these effects even though the camera was static. This may not have been the same effect that is used throughout the videos of these two similar bands, yet the effect I did create is similar to those bands, as the only alternative would be for me to rent out a crane in order to achieve such difficult movements. So I found a way to replicate these effects to the best of my ability. Making sure that the camera is never static was a primary objective of mine, as this creates the effect that something is always going on, as the constant motion, never letting the action dissipate, keeping the scene dramatic and full of energy even though it's in slow motion. I think it gives a fantastic effect. The use of special effects is used throughout this subgenre of alternative rock, as I have just shown. Coldplay and Snow Patrol, two alternative rock bands, seem to use special effects all the time to create a deeper preferred meaning, such as Coldplay's The Scientist. This music video uses effects such as reverse motion in junctions to its lyrics in order to connote going back to the start, which inspired me to look into some special effects of my own. Could be the predominant factor or the preferred meanings throughout my video, to which I used a ghost shots superimposition of one of the shots in front of another with a static camera. I used this to connote my model's past, self juxtaposed to his former self, to make it obvious that he is not the same person. I believe that these special effects work fantastically as alternative rock videos, in my opinion, is one of the more arty genres throughout the music industry. So I decided to go for a more outlandish idea, my past connotation, in order to go for the deeper connotations, imitating the complexity of other bands within the genre of which I'm trying to pastiche. The styles of which these videos I had to put my finger on, as one alternative rock music video shall differ from another extravagantly. In most cases, look at the difference between The Scientist compared to The Princess of China. To talk, they're almost in no relation between the videos, other than the style of music they are. Other than the style of music they play, obviously, meaning that making a video that would fit the criteria in relation to these other alternative rock bands was easy, as it gave me a lot of space to work within in order to create this project. I based my video mainly around the video The Scientist by Coldplay, mainly because it is a narrative-based music video, the same style of which I did with my video, although the video had a backwards narrative, taking into consideration the backwards effect they did on the video. It still has an unwinding narrative that displays certain elements of the story as you go through. This is an outline that I also followed, attempting to keep information hidden from the start of the video, a technique that intrigues the audience by sucking them into a narrative and unravelling certain captions of information at certain points within the video. It leaves the audience wanting more until they receive all the elements of the narrative. Within The Scientist, it displays the artist laying in a strange bed in the middle of nowhere, which intrigues the audience and makes them wonder where he is, making them want answers to these questions. I used the same effect in my video, as my main model, the protagonist, gets dumped by his girlfriend for an unknown reason, to which the audience finds out later in the video. Another element of the narrative was influenced by Coldplay's Paradise, which displayed a narrative involving travelling, a concept I found incredibly interesting whilst researching the subgenre as a whole, as it would be easy to simply set out a path on which the model would travel in order to reach a destination. So I simply converged these two concepts of an unravelling and a travel-based narrative to create a music video that fits well within the subgenre of alternative rock. My digipack, the composition of my poster and my CD case, are both designed to also sell products to my target audience through the brands centered around my model and artist. Although one of these products shall actually be the packaging on my music video, which is the main media text of which I am promoting. The case shall be used to promote my artist and his other songs, cross-promoting myself and my other products, establishing synergy throughout my three media texts. Whilst the purpose of my CD case is to hold my CD and my DVD contained in my music video, the poster's purpose is simply promotion of both the product obviously, and the brand established by my artist. The style I am going for throughout all these products is consistent to clearly display that they are a part of a brand, and a part of a particular style of music. My poster displays my model looking out into the distance, connoting deep contemplation, instantly connoting that the music may be about self-reflection, self-improvement, or philosophy of some sort. All these elements are intertwined with the concept of deep contemplation. The way I constructed the entire package was done in a similar way to that of real media products. I used an advanced editing software to create the video. Once production for the product was complete, called Adobe Premiere. A great example of technological convergence. David Butler, 1978. As it serves multiple purposes that would have been served by different machines or different software in the past. Same goes for Photoshop and InDesign, two other programs used to develop real media products, and the platforms to which I created then refined my digipack and my poster, which came rather naturally to me, taking into consideration that I am a digital native.